What's up, guys? My name is Curvis.
My name is Lewis.
And welcome to All-Purpose-Buildz.
This channel is for just showing us working on our cars and doing what we like to do on our spare time, just to show you guys what it's like, when normal people do what they do.
Yeah, we definitely have, I want to say, some pretty good content that we've been planning on. Definitely you're going to see us, every car that we do will be a little bit more out of our comfort zone. You're going to see us step into like even paint and body work, which I want to say is way out of our comfort zone. But it's definitely, we got cars that we don't even know where to start working on, and cars that we know like the back of our hands, which would be, I want to say at this point, Integras and Civics. It's not I think that those cars are very very good starting points to learn.
Yeah, I mean, we've been around these cars, like Hondas, especially Hondas and Acuras, since we were like kids. Our cousins and our uncles, they're like all into that kind of stuff. So that's why we're so into this. Over the last couple of years, we both have built cars. Like numerous different cars. I mean, but I wouldn't say build. I think
put together.
I put together. Yeah, we put together some like cars, because I don't think like a build. What my definition of a build would be like, like kind of starting off scratch. Like touching every single
cars.
Right. I would say like touching like every single basis of a car. Like suspension, engine, interior, exhaust. Did I say suspension already?
Yeah.
Suspension, and, like touch everything, kind of like getting everything that
You guys are gonna see us branch out, and like I said, and I always say, get out of our comfort zone. We're gonna definitely be building. The builds are gonna get crazier, I want to say, as they go on.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's gonna be, because honestly, just know that like the things that we do on the channel, we've thought of years in advance, I want to say.
And like also like it's like exactly like we've in our minds, there's not like a board that has all these things in mind, but in the list, but like in our minds, there's things that we always want to experience, and like we're gonna tackle them in order of like what's more accessible and like what's more like available at the moment. I think we both want to get into like rear-wheel drive platforms. And that's gonna be pretty cool when we do that. And also it's not like I'm building a car, he's building a car, we're gonna go like compete. It's not like that. I think something that like we would like to do is just like work together on the car. My 1994 Acura Integra RS. I bought this car a couple months ago, and I had it sitting for a couple months, and I recently started working on it. So unfortunately I decided to start this channel after I already performed some work on it. But let's go through it. There's not really much to it. On the outside is completely stock. Stock front end, everything else. It has OEM Acura visors that came with the car, which was a good deal. The car did not come with any seats or anything like that. Actually didn't come with these wheels. I bought these wheels separate. These are I guess my all-time favorite wheels. These are 16x7 SSR type C's. They came with these these thinner tires. These were actually in a Miata, but yeah, I mean, I'll probably end up doing something with them later on, maybe powder coating or something else. I'm not sure. Definitely not spray painting though. So stay tuned for some of that action. And yeah, this is it. It has a 2000 rear end conversion, which is just the tail lights and the rear bumper. The car did come with JD and my TR rear seats, but those are not mine because I bought the car just for the shell, and then my brother actually decided he wanted the interior, so he already took the front seats out, but he left the rears for now. So yeah, let's go around it. I mean, the car body wise is very, very clean. There's a little bit of damage on the other side quarter panel, but everything else is straight. The hood and the bumper are definitely a different color. I'm not sure why. This car actually used to be H2B, but I like B series, so I kept it that way. So I guess let's start looking into it. So interior wise is completely stock. Door panels, carpet, everything. Those are the rear seats and some parts I have to. We're gonna be changing later on. So far, the dash is pretty clean. A little crack up there. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Headliner's in really good condition, which I may use for my other car. It has this steering wheel here. The steering wheel's, I don't know if you guys can see this, but the steering wheel's actually like bent. It's a, it's one of those knockoffs, and it's a weird looking hub. But this is definitely coming off, so we're definitely gonna be doing that in the future. It has gauge pods. I guess they had the car wasn't turbo from what I'm aware of. They probably had like an oil pressure and engine temperature gauges there. Not quite sure. The car does have like a Viper alarm. Not sure if it works. The car has a battery, it just doesn't work right now, so we'll definitely look into that in the future. As for interior, it's like I said, it's bone stock. I don't really have seats for it right now. I plan on getting some some bucket seats later on, because the premise of this car is going to be road racing and kind of like a nice little street car. Okay, so this is the engine bay. Not much to it right now. There's a mess everywhere, parts on the cowl, inside the engine bay and everything, because I'm still working on it. The car does not run. It turns on, but it does not run. And there's the horn for the alarm. Still around some cables, figuring out some vacuum leaks, some plugs and everything. Got these straps made for grounding. That's another one down here. Yeah, I mean, there's not much to it. This is a bone stock 94 GSR swap. I got it out of a previous car I had a couple years ago, and this engine was actually in my other car, which I'll go over in a second. Yeah, so this is much it. For right now, there's no radiator because there's some future plans we have, so stay tuned for the next video where we'll be taking care of the front end here. Also, this car may be turbo. Right now I just put these header there for just so it wouldn't be open, what do you call it, like running with just no header here. So I just put those on for now, just temporary. It may be permanent, I'm not sure. This car does not have AC, does not have power steering. It was looped, I don't know if you guys can see right there. It does have heat, and that's pretty much it for the engine bay. Suspension wise, the car did come with these ground control Coney yellow combination. I don't know if you guys could really see. I guess these are just the top hats. I'll go over the suspension at a later time, but according to the previous owner, this car was actually a road race car, which makes it a million times easier for me, because I'll still go through the suspension, but there may be a lot of less things I have to actually change because it was already done. But yeah, I mean, I have a radiator for it that we're going to be installing in the future, but I'm actually going to convert the front end to the JDM conversion, so I have all the parts and everything. So next video, that's where we're going to work on. This hood is for sale. I've had it for sale for so long. I mean, the whole front end, and $200 or best offer. People, I guess these front ends aren't really desirable right now.
I'm going to be introducing you guys to my Integra. This is a 97 Integra GSR. It has a lot of modifications. I believe we're going to be going into that later on. The car is painted the 2017 NSX Blue. Almost complete ITR interior, and a lot of ITR 5 lug, full suspension done, along with other things. He's going to just do a walk around on the vehicle. Already very well modified. Under the hood, it has the TSX K24 A2 motor, mated with a RSX Type S tranny, full suspension, 32-way adjustable coilovers. It has the ITR wishbone suspension along with the ITR 5 lug. So I do plan on cleaning this car up a lot more. Tucked engine harness, tucked brakes, possibly turbo, and I'm considering all-wheel drive. Also interested in doing something that I haven't seen done before, which would be the wide body with the USDM front end. It's something that I've been fishing around with. If I find a decent kit that I could make work with this front end, that is something that's going to be happening as well. It is all with time, but let's see how it turns out. This year we're going to definitely be taking apart before the next season, we're going to be definitely taking apart the bay, getting the bay resprayed, and focusing up on cleaning up a lot of things. So just wanted to introduce you guys. There is still things I got to button up on the car as well. It has a minor exhaust leak. The car does have a lot of quality parts, and I plan on keeping it going in that direction. Missing a couple things, trying to get new moldings all around, and cleaning it up. It has a lot of hybrid racing parts, a lot of K-tune parts, a lot of OEM parts, because I do like factory parts more than anything on my builds. This is one of many that we have done, but we just really planned on doing this to show you guys what we do already.